Cool, awesome. Well, Maggie, thanks obviously so much for jumping on, and I've just been really impressed with obviously the level of activity that you've been doing and the results that you've been getting. I know we see highs and lows like we're kind of just speaking about with ecom. I think that's just kind of the nature of it, but your ability and I guess skills with looking to problem solve and look for those next opportunities has really been, super impressive. And we'll jump into a couple of those things, in a minute, but. I've really loved obviously working together up to this point, but I'd love to just kind of hear about you and your business and perhaps where things were before we even, got underway with the program. That would be awesome if you could kick us off there.
Yeah, so basically with Wandering Willow, I took over the business like around like 18 months ago, like about a year and a half ago. And then when I took over the business, like I was really new with dried flowers and everything, and then not quite sure what I was doing basically, and still learning and how to actually make flowers like beautiful arrangement and all that, and still have got to actually look after the business side of it, like financials, ads, paid ads, and Google's, Facebook, and everything. And I was overwhelmed with everything. So I actually delegate this portion, which is the paid marketing, which I know I need the traffic to make the business like to generate sales. But because I was so new, I didn't know how to do it. So I actually hire an agency to actually take
Mm.
over this part. And it turns out to be a very expensive mistake. So one, I didn't learn anything, and then I paid a lot of money and with a very subpar revenue. So it ends up to be my revenue are basically all going to the paid ads and
Mm,
to the marketing agency basically. So
mm,
that is when I saw you, like you reach out to me, and then I look at your YouTube channel, like the videos and everything, and your introduction and everything, and I was thinking that okay, this might be something that's actually work for me. Like I need to start learning how to actually generate sales myself instead of relying on someone else. So I need to start learning.
mm.
So yeah, so far I found that it has actually been working for me. So I've learned so much from this program, although like sales wise it hasn't really picked up, but I think it's going to pick up very soon because I am quite sure on what I'm doing now, and I've had like consistent sales like since I'm joining as well, like month after month. It has been consistent, which gives me confidence that okay, it is working, and then I'm getting there, and then
Mm.
I just need to actually get there, basically. Yeah,
For
yeah, do the
sure.
work. Yeah,
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 exactly. And
yeah,
look, you summed it up really nicely in terms of just kind of taking back control, I guess, and understanding and learning the things yourselves because, you know, we know we've never been anti-agents or anything like that. Where we are anti is not knowing what's going on within the business, especially when it comes to the main component, which is driving
yes,
traffic and driving
yes,
sales. And so for you to take
yes,
that back in-house, obviously, yeah, we're saving money on retainers. That's awesome. But you're taking
yes,
back charge and obviously learning that stuff as well. And yeah, I'm super confident as well. I mean, what we definitely look at is seasonality within businesses, and we've just seen it really case in point, obviously with May and Mother's Day, you had a really nice bump of 13K or something in a few weeks. And then and it
yeah,
comes back down, that kind of hangover, but that's kind of riding the bumps, I guess, and being able to understand what the trends are doing, but also what we can control as well. So typically we obviously
yes,
talk about staying true, right? Looking at numbers objectively and looking at things that we can always do to, improve. But, as I say, I've been super, super impressed, obviously, with your, dedication and commitment to it, because that's what it takes for us to run our successful businesses is understanding the fine details and what obviously drives the revenue as well. So so yeah, I mean, before kind of jumping in, like were there any reservations, or were you kind of nervous about jumping into a program? Or how do you sort of feel prior to it?
I'm nervous. I mean, it's a huge investment, especially when we're only doing so little. That's like a huge chunk of the business. But talking to you and then during our sessions and all that, it gives me a reassurance that okay, I'm going to get something out of it. It's very personal, and so I am able to ask question. And so like the whole program is tailored like around individuals. Basically, everyone has got their own set of problem where you'll be able to help with this instead of just like program and then courses and then go sort of like look at the video, watch the videos and then still got nothing out of it. Like I'm not quite sure how it applies to me, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the interesting part, so that I am able to actually ask questions. Although yes, the videos are there, the learning, the courses are there, but then sometimes our problem is just not in there. That we need to actually that reassurance that what to do next.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you're absolutely spot on. I mean, yeah, like there's nothing that we obviously haven't seen, but yeah, as you say, people still have their individual circumstances that they need answers on. And as you said before, like even if it's just to have confidence that you're on the right track or doing the right thing or this is normal,
yes.
is yeah,
Exactly.
that's
Yes.
kind of
And I think
everything.
the community has helped as well, like during the down period. And then when you ask the questions and people are, has anyone actually experienced the same thing? And then people answer, yes, it happens to me as well. That gives you the reassurance that it's not something that you have done. It's basically maybe it's just the insta period where it's just quiet, or it's anzac day period, it's just quiet basically during that few days, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree that, the community is a huge part of it and they're all, real people. They all understand and empathize with the work that goes into building our businesses. So they're not just like flashing, crazy success stories and stuff. Like we obviously have that, but it's more you understand that they've worked for it and they even go in and explain obviously the strategies that they used and how we obviously were able to help them. So we know that sharing experiences and trends and stuff like that is super genuine and that you can kind of
Yeah.
trust that it's obviously the truth as well, which is really important because a lot of people don't have anything outside of their own, well, minds a lot of the time in terms of how they reflect on their business and how they think about their business. It's all very overwhelming. Like a lot of people come in and that's the stage that, they're sort of at, they don't feel that like they can talk to anyone, know that they can have support or the level of trust that they need to move forward. So it's really
Yeah.
cool that you mentioned that. And I mean, just kind of being on this other side, a few months only into the program, we've still got plenty to go. And I'm super excited, obviously, for the next few months for you particularly. But I mean, having, I guess, that wisdom of being on the other side, like, is there some advice, I guess, or something you'd kind of say to people that were in the position that you were in terms of being, initially overwhelmed before the program and like just wanting some help or, yeah, knowing what you kind of know now, is there something you kind of share, I guess, some advice for people that are looking for help?
The resources are there. It's just that for me myself, like I'll need to actually spend more time on it, like in terms of growing the business. As a business owner, it's like juggling, isn't it? It's juggling all the time, like creating the things. Yes, it's good, but I think I need to focus more time like on actually the business, like growing the business basically instead of working in it. But yeah, so this is like probably in the last few months that I've learned as well, so that I need to focus more times on actually looking at the daily sales and looking at the paid ads and then pay more time on growing the business instead of working in it. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
so yeah, and staff management and all that is actually something that I am still trying to get my mind around that, like not as hands-on, just leave it there and then let the person behind you to actually just like let them think about it and then do the work instead of you actually keep like, oh, is it done yet? Is it done yet? And then like do this and do that. And then sometimes just let them be and then they will be able to think for themselves and do it. Like it will eventually get done
Yeah.
instead of disturbing them all the time.
For sure, for
Yeah,
sure. I mean,
yeah,
business, like we're
yeah,
such control freaks being business owners. It's just natural, right? But
yeah,
as we grow and get staff members and contractors and things, knowing how to manage them can be one of
yeah,
the most valuable skills that you can learn because they are our leverage, right? Human resource and
yeah,
obviously tech resource, but people, particularly if we want to grow into multi-million dollar businesses, we're going to have to employ people. And so
exactly. Yeah,
saying exactly what you
yeah,
just mentioned, being able to manage them properly. So, no, as I said, I've been super impressed. I know that we've got so much more to go with you, but I just commend you on your couple of months and taking that control and feeling confidence again with the business and the direction
Yes,
obviously we're taking it. So, and
yes,
I've loved like supporting you, and I'm glad that you feel the support that we're obviously here
yeah,
for, and take that
yeah.
personal approach. So, thanks obviously for
Yeah, I
sharing that.
can definitely I can definitely tell that it's actually working. I can definitely see the progress and I'm more confident with everything, which is a good thing. Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Love that. Well,
yeah,
thanks so much for sharing that, Maggie. I really appreciate it.
yeah. No worries.
Awesome.
Yeah.